welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into Trophy Wife 2022, a dark psychological drama filled with secrets, manipulation, and shocking twists. This is the kind of film that looks simple on the surface, but hides a storm underneath. So sit back, relax, and let's unravel the disturbing world of Trophy Wife. The story begins by introducing us to Alice, a young woman who seems to have everything: a rich husband, a luxurious home, and a lifestyle most people only dream of. On the outside, she looks like the perfect trophy wife. But the more we see her life, the more cracks begin to appear. Her husband, Mark, is powerful, charming, and respected, but behind closed doors, he is manipulative, controlling, and emotionally abusive. Alice's perfect life is actually a prison disguised as a palace. She begins to feel trapped, suffocated, and isolated. Every interaction with Mark feels like walking on thin ice. This sets up the central question of the movie. Is beauty, money, and luxury worth it when you lose your freedom? Everything changes when a mysterious young woman named Julia enters the story. Julia seems friendly at first, but there's something unsettling about her. She knows too much. She appears unexpectedly, and she seems almost obsessed with Alice. Slowly, she begins to insert herself into Alice and Mark's life. And then the tension rises, because it becomes clear that Julia isn't just a stranger. She's hiding something. And whatever it is, it's dangerous. Alice starts noticing strange events around her house. Doors left open, objects moved, messages that don't make sense, and Julia appearing in places she shouldn't. She tries to talk to Mark about it, but instead of helping, he gaslights her. He tells her she's imagining things, overreacting, being childish. This emotional manipulation pushes Alice deeper into fear and isolation. At this point, Alice realizes she can't trust her own husband, and she begins to rely on her ins. This is where the movie hits its turning point. It's revealed that Julia is not a random girl. She has a connection to Mark's dark past, a past he's been hiding not only from Alice, but from everyone. Julia claims that Mark destroyed her life, and now she wants revenge. Suddenly, the polished image of Mark begins to collapse. Alice realizes she's married to someone far more dangerous than she ever imagined. Someone who uses money, power, and charm as weapons. Julia tells Alice that Mark has done this before. He finds young women, manipulates them, controls them, uses them, and then replaces them. Alice is terrified because she realizes she could be next. The climax builds as the two women confront each other inside the house. Julia's pain turns into rage. Alice's fear turns into survival instinct. In a tense confrontation, the truth about Mark's cruelty finally comes out. But instead of seeing the women as victims, Mark tries to twist the situation, blaming both of them. But for the first time, Alice refuses to be manipulated. This leads to a dramatic struggle where Alice must make a choice: stay silent and trapped forever, or fight for her life. What follows is a powerful sequence where Alice fights back, breaking free from Mark's psychological prison. In the end, Alice stands up for herself, something she could never do before. The final confrontation ends Mark's control once and for all. The ending shows Alice leaving behind the luxurious mansion, symbolically walking away from the toxic life she was forced into. Julia, whose revenge fueled the chaos, disappears from Alice's life. Her purpose is fulfilled. But the real meaning of the ending is this: the true villain was never Julia, it was Mark. The movie portrays how emotional manipulation, control, and charm can hide deep abuse. It calls out the darker side of relationships built on power, not love. Alice's final act of courage is not escape. It's the decision to choose.